Hey guys, Tony here from DPC Studios. What you just watched was Yoshi News Week. This was our tribute week to our partner slash rival studios, Yoshi News, and I should probably explain how we got into working with the creator Nathan Wisniewski in general. Um, I first met Nathan uh, courtesy of Adam Paczynski, who you'd probably know from on his show Family Were Friends, and who you will know here as the co-creator and co-star of Hanging Out at Walt Disney World. So Adam introduced me to Nathan, and at first I didn't know what to really make of him. I found him kind of a little odd, but as the months and weeks and years, whatever, went by, we came to know each other a lot better, and we became close friends. Um, I remember at the time me and Adam were just starting early on in the web business. We were actually coming up with a web show called The Game Critics, in which we were reviewing games and movies. Sadly, it flopped, but it was because of that which led to eventually Ransom Reviews. But at the same time, Nathan was just starting out with a small web series based on a newsletter he print out every week called Yoshi News. So out of that newsletter came this web series called the Yoshi, and at first I didn't know what to make of it. At first I thought, oh, this is horrible. Not that it was bad or anything, but it was horrible. Oh, you know, the internet is such a vast place. There could be so many great potentials. Here's a show now about two stuffed animals. And that's what I thought at first. And I would say it was around season 2 or 3. I got somewhat more invested into it, and it's kind of ironic now as I do the titles. Yeah, I write the titles for the show. He doesn't put them on the videos, but I've been writing the titles for almost every episode since season 3, season 4. But it was because of that show, I would say, we became a little more invested. I would say more as the years went on following the show. Um, Yoshi premiered February, if I do believe. And so when Game Critics was postponed or canceled by that point, I was starting on a new web show called Late Night with Tony Rasmussen, which I am now going to admit now is the predecessor to, Ransom Reviews. So Late Night started in March, Yoshi started in February, so they had a month lead over us. But when we started getting out of the scene with Ransom Reviews and Late Night and all that, it was kind of a nice struggle between both of us that year. 2012, I would say, is the year of both failure and success. And we couldn't have one without the other. So we couldn't have success without the failure of the Game Critics, and we couldn't have failure without the success of Ransom Reviews. I would say it was because of Ransom Reviews that Damien and his Devil actually took a lot longer to come back from. Because we didn't get back to the comic until, September? I'd like to say late September, early October. And usually we began off back in early September. But yeah, so when I heard the news that Nathan was talking about ending operations with Yoshi News, I heard about this spring 2014. It was around winter 2013, spring 2014. I didn't know what to say. I mean, he put a lot more effort into his work. Not saying I don't, but I'm saying when it comes to the web business, he put a lot more effort into that than I did with Ransom Reviews. To be honest, Ransom Reviews is not really my bread and butter. My bread and butter is doing comic strips and cartoons. Damien's Devil, James Morocco, Time Box King, Co-Ed, etc. Those are all my bread and butter. So it's funny to see a guy who had his bread and butter and abruptly decided now, it was time. And I wouldn't blame the guy, first of all. He's been in the business now for he would have been almost 4 years. But I'm trying to think here. I'm sorry, I can't. But I think it was last year or the year before he announced new gaming, and I remember when he made that announcement, I was thinking, oh shit, more competition. And you know, it's funny to think about the competition because me and Yoshi News, we were the two, TDC and Yoshi News were the two main competitors against each other. You know, we had people along the way. We had Blueberry Rocks, we had Snoopy Dog, we had Darren's Productions. Those were all three great competitors against both of us. But after all these years, it was just the two of us against each other, neck and neck. And when I heard about new gaming, I'm thinking, shit, Yoshi's going out of his mind. We're kind of screwed here. But it ended up becoming something I actually became fond of. I think it's something nice that he's done. He's done gaming videos. Now, I think it's a nice transition to, we've tried to go that same route recently on the web videos. We've tried to go into the gaming route, and it's a slow process, let's begin with. It's a slow process, but we're slowly transitioning towards that era. And that's not to say the logos will end. We'll not be making any new animation logos. We're going to still do that. But we're also trying to focus a little more into the gaming aspect, like, you know, Nathan has between Yoshi News and New Gaming. And that's what I got to give him applaud for, though, is making that transition. So yeah, so as I'm doing this video, I think he has 1 week, this is his last week, or next week's his last week of production. And I told him, I said, you know, I want to do a tribute video because, you know, for all the banter we went back and forth on, we were still good friends over this. We, you know, we'd still had each other's backs. If he needed something made, I made it for him because he knew he could trust me on it. And if I needed something done for him, he would do it for me. I called him the marketing guy. He called me the animation dude. So that's the way we kind of keep it back and forth. And now I'm going to make this announcement now. We didn't do a gaming video this Saturday because we're busy working on something new for next Saturday. Next Saturday we're trying something out completely new. It's gonna be kind of Game Grumps, but it's only gonna be one guy playing it while he's talking to his friend. Okay, let's be honest. And Nathan has talked about, you know, I've talked to Nathan about possibly starring in it because he would be perfect to talk to, you know. And, you know, along the way there'll probably be more people we got. I think, you know, Megan Raston, who you'll know is a camera person for Ransom Reviews in the second season, I've talked about her possibly being in one of the episodes along with my little brother Noah. Adam Machinsky from Failure of Friends, I hope he can be on one episode. Raiden from Failure of Friends, I want him to be in an episode too. So, and I'm sorry I'm plugging all this stuff in, but this is the only chance I'll probably get to plugging all this stuff in. The other thing I'll probably mention, since I'm mentioning plugging stuff in, the 4,000 views video and the 5,000 views video, they'll probably be a week apart from each other. I think the 4,000 views will work on next week, and the 5,000 views will premiere in March. And I know I said that the 4,000 was supposed to be in March and the 5,000 was going to be in April, but there's a long story behind this, and I feel if I keep going on about this, it's going to be a little longer. But I can give you the short gist. We were planning to work on an episode of Ransom Reviews with John Tron guest starring. That's what our plan was, to get John to agree to guest star in an episode. It was going to be this huge crossover-like thing where I'd be on, I was hoping I would have been on John's show, and, you know, we would have had this huge battle, duked it out, you know. If John's listening, I'm still interested in that. But yeah, back to Yoshi. Yeah, it is sad to think that he's done with this, but I guess it is, you know, he did say it was his time. You know, now he'll be heading into junior territory in high school. So, Nathan, I wish you luck with whatever you do from this point forward. I hope New Gaming does become a huge Mindwell success. And if you want my one suggestion, I'll give it to you. Microsoft and Nintendo both have creators programs. I would recommend it. Right now I'm trying to get into the Nintendo's one, and it's been tedious, I'll say for the least. But Nathan, if you want to, try looking into those two programs. And I hope you do agreed to doing some of the stuff I have planned for you. And I'm sorry I wasn't there to guest star in any of the works you wanted me to. You know, and it's interesting. He wanted me to guest star on Family We're Friends, and he wanted me to guest star on the Yoshi. I was talking about guest starring on the Yoshi and Family We're Friends, and we never found time. I was too busy working on other projects to do it. So, Nathan, I hope you get the best of luck. I hope New Gaming really does become a huge success. You really do deserve it. And 20 miles out there are a few channels that I put on the side. And TV partners at TVC Studios. When you look at my channel, I really recommend going to each of one of those. Extra credits, I definitely recommend. They're a great gaming channel, and I hope to get a shout out back from them. And with that being said, though, guys, I'll see you next time. And again, good luck, Yoshi. You're gonna need it.